Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Josh Madden, and I'm here with Pete Wentz.
What's up?
And we are at the very first inaugural APMAs with the Alternative Press at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. And Pete's been nice enough to invite us back to hang out where the noise is, we're away from the noise. It's crazy. It's sort of like an awards show / Warped Tour / it's really, really awesome. There's so many people here that you know I'm getting to see. And I wanted to ask you really quick, your the Young Blood Chronicles went up a couple of weeks ago, maybe, I don't know, like a month ago, and in its entirety. And I think I emailed you. I watched it, like, I was getting ready to go to the gym, and I stopped everything and I watched it. It's like 58 minutes long. So long. And I love it. Yeah. And I think I halfway through, or just like, you know when your computer dies and you run to plug it in to watch it? Like, I'm serious. Really? And I emailed you, and I wanted to see, like, my first question was, like, how after so much time, and I mean, you guys feel like Aerosmith of our generation. Like, literally, like, you keep doing it, and it's good. Thanks, dude. And it doesn't feel like it feels like you're doing it, and every time it's worthwhile. But I wanted to ask you really quick, like, what was that like, making that?
Well, like, it was one of those, well, first of all, so how it started was we did this video for Light 'Em Up, and it was supposed to be just a viral video with 2 Chainz, and then we got the video and we were like, I don't know how we're going to do, like, the real video and have it feel more authentic and cooler than this. So we're like, well, what if we just created kind of a series? And, like, one of the things that I really love about kind of where music's at right now is that, like, you can make a film, you can do all these things that you couldn't probably do before, because I think laptop culture allows you to do that, and cameras are smaller and cheaper, and kids will consume, like, I think as long as it's authentic to you, kids want to consume it, or will check it out at least. So we came up with the idea to do it, and we had basically, like, certain ins, certain outs, and, like, certain middle things, but then we kind of came up with, like, other stuff around it. And it seemed like a really good idea at the time, but then, like, when you're in the desert at, like, 4 a.m. with, dried blood in your hair, or, like, I remember we had Big Sean in Griffith Park at 5 a.m. before he was flying to Hawaii, and we were like, dude, you just gotta, like, get an axe is gonna go into your back and you'll die. And then, like, and I remember, like, selling that to him was, like, probably one of the most interesting pitches we made. But the thing that was really hard is, like, we're not really, like, actors, like, none of us are trained or anything. And then the hardest thing, I think, was the continuity, because we filmed this over about a year period or so, or 9 months or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, was your hair like this? How dirty were we? Like, and that stuff was, like, kind of crazy. I would say that it was fun to do once.
Okay, so that's the one and only. I have to say, man, like, I was with Kanye. I got to name drop that, but I was with Kanye, and I was like, when he did his movie thing, and I was like, you changed the game, dog. And he was like, what? What'd you mean? I was like, you and the Beastie Boys. And I feel like the next time I see Kanye, I'm gonna be like, yo, Fall Out Boy outdid you, man. Oh, shoot. I think whatever. I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to give a shout out to your label or whoever invested in that. Don't need to know, but I'm saying, like, whoever gave you guys the opportunity to do that, like, I'm a fan of trailblazing, and I think that is something that you guys have done so well through the years. Like, you were doing remixes before anybody was doing it, from for this thing, for this APMAs, and for Alternative Press, and Gibson and Monster, and the like. What for this thing, I think this is kind of like, it's gonna sound weird, but I think you guys have really pushed this kind of thing happening. Thanks, dude. I mean, we have, like, 21 Pilots and all these, MGK, and, like, all these people here. What do you think for the future of, like, media and all that stuff? Like, you're really active. You're really, really active in it. Like, no, you're super active. Like, you've been active in music since you got involved, and you're active in stuff like that. Do you see that? I mean, like, we've seen, like, Mark is hosting this. He's going on to do TV stuff and all that amazing stuff. Like, where do you see that for you for the future? Like, being involved in, like,
I mean, like, to me, it's always got to be something that's exciting. Like, I mean, because there's a lot of things that I feel like I probably, like, like, you get pitched things and you're like, that's cool, but like it's probably more for somebody else because they would be passionate about it. So like for me, it's only things that I want to be passionate about. I really like working in the label side. It like exercise is a completely different part of my brain, and it allows. I think that there's something special to helping young artists, taking young artists under your wing, and just trying to like. I mean, like not like having people on coattails, but like kind of like more in the way of trying to magnify whatever their vision for themselves is, you know, and then along the way trying to be like, we're going to try to avoid as many of the like large accidents. Like we can hit bumps in the road, you know, and that's fine because you learn from that, but like let's not do like these kind of career ending things, and you help people through that. And like, so that's interesting to me. Some of the TV stuff is interesting to me, but like lots of times I love seeing friends who like, it's great to see Mark do it, or it's great to see Joel killing it in Australia, you know, like I feel like I like rooting for my friends that are like-minded people, you know, like...
I think you changed the game because, like, I probably wouldn't off the bat mess with the Ready Set, right?
Yeah.
And when you did the little viral video that you did of him in your office, like, I loved it, and right away I was like, I like this kid.
Yeah.
And the tattoo show, like, I'm covered, you know, we have tattoos, and when you do something, I trust it's like the brand you can trust.
That's awesome.
And, like, it's serious. Like, you've done stuff, and it really changed the way that I'm even a little bit older than you are. Changed the way that I look at things. And, you know, the last question I would ask you is, you guys are nominated for a bunch of stuff. And, I guess, how does it feel? Like, you've grown as a band, and you've grown musically, and you've grown sonically, and you guys have all grown up. And how does it feel? Like, do you feel like the Aerosmith of your generation? Like, because I always wonder, like, you know, like I talked to Billy Corgan earlier, and I've talked to like, and I said we wouldn't there would be no word alternative music if it wasn't for you and you know, a handful of other bands. But how do you guys feel it? Because you guys are really humble. You work as hard as you ever have. You know, I've seen it.
I feel like, you know, when you're in the game, maybe it's like at the end of the game, like you look back and you say like, oh, it was cool, we had these moments that were shining great examples of what we wanted to do, and some that were not the greatest moments that we, you know, wanted or whatever, and you can look back at the journey. But like when you're in, like I feel really like locked in, and I also feel like all of us that do this are really lucky, and it could end any time for any of us, and we could be doing, you know, I could end up working like my dad or whatever, you know, like, I mean, and that's just kind of what, I mean, like, so to me, it's always about striving to do something different, that we care about, that's, you know, interesting, and hopefully win doing it, you know, but, I mean, being here, I think, like, because to me, like, award shows can be a little weird sometimes, or just like, it's like a glorified kind of like high school graduation, and you're like, everybody's patting themselves on the back. So I kind of like that this one's like a little Warped Tour, because it like doesn't feel so like much like go to an award show or whatever. I don't know, it's cool to be here. It's like, to me, it's cool to see more of the bands that before we would have called like baby bands that are like grown up now, you know what I'm saying? It's like wild, you know, like they're like, you know, like actual bands, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool, like seeing like 21 Pilots getting up there, and like the dude just climbed the rig or whatever. Like, I mean, it was just wild. I'm like, it's cool to see, like, all that development to me is really cool to see.
It's crazy. It's like the Misfits, 21 Pilots.
That's so
you
insane.
know, like Billy Corgan. It's like,
I was working out in the gym yesterday, and Slash came in, and I was like, geeky. It was so geeky. My interaction was so geeky.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time, man, and you guys are about to go do some stuff, I think. And thanks for taking the time, always, for idobi, and you know, we'll catch up.
Yeah, sure.